Hello, and welcome back to this Tux Plus course on WooCommerce theme development. On this part of the course, we're going to be working on the product category archives, jazzying them up a bit, adding an image, and adding some styling as well as a description. This is what they look like at the moment. There's nothing here at the top, so we're going to add something. First off, we need to add the actual information. So I do this by editing the product category in the WooCommerce admin. So here you can see I've clicked on the categories page and I've gone through to this particular product category. I'm adding a description and I've also uploaded an image. So I'll update this and then that will be reflected in my product category screen. So as you can see here, clothing has got an image and a description. Now if you're doing this, you'll also need to add some images and description for all of your other product categories too. So let's see how this looks once I've saved it. So at the moment, the description is displayed here, but the image isn't. So I need to add that into my theme. Now we do that once again by hooking into an action hook that's provided by WooCommerce. And let's take a look at that. So, in the archive product PHP, which is the template file that's being used for this page as well, there's a hook here called WooCommerce archive description. And that's currently output in the description. Now what I want to do is add an image as well. So I'll add a function to my theme functions file, which will attach to that hook. Let's start by doing this. Firstly, I'll add a comment so I know what I'm doing. And then I'll name my function. And then before I start actually writing my function, I'm going to attach it to the hook. Now the hook I want to use is the hook that I just showed you, which is WooCommerce archive description. So I'll put that in here, and then I'll also put the name of my function as the callback function that's going to be attached to that hook. So that's my basic function. Now I need to populate it. Now what I'm going to do here is use a technique that's actually provided on the WooCommerce documentation, which I'll show you here. And that's a function that I'm going to use to fetch and display the image for each of my product categories. Now as you can see, what it's doing first is checking that we're on a product category page, using the isProductCategory tag. Now we've already used that in the previous example. And here it's getting the queried object, which is currently being queried on this page, which is the current product category. It's then using a function provided by WooCommerce called getWooCommerceTermMeta. And that's fetching the ID of the image that's attached to that particular product category as its featured image. And then finally, it's using a WordPress function, WP-getAttachmentURL, to identify the URL for this particular image. Now, if the image exists, it's then outputting the image using Echo. And I'll also add an alt description in there as well. So, let's add this function to our functions file. First, there's a check for if we're in a product category archive. And then if so, we're identifying the current queried object. So now we have a variable called cat, which we can then use to identify the thumbnail image. So next I need to get the ID for the thumbnail image. And here I'm using a function that's provided by WooCommerce. And then next, I define a variable for the image based on that thumbnail ID. Using the wp-getAttachment URL function provided by WordPress. And then having done that, I need to check if there is an image. And if there is an image, I output that image. So I'm going to copy the same code I used above for the alt description for the image. I'm also giving it a class here so that I can style it later on. So, having done that, I need to save this file and check my site again. And here it is. Here's the image that I've uploaded and the description that's automatically being output by WooCommerce. But at the moment it looks a bit dull, so let's add some styling. So I'll open my theme style sheet. I'm going to put this in the section that I've got for content, and I'll add some styles using the classes that I've already created. So firstly, I'm going to style the image itself. And then second, I'm going to style the description, because at the moment, it's a bit boring. Now the class I'm using here is one that's already provided by WooCommerce, which it automatically wraps that term description in. Now, the font family I'm using here, I'm using that Google font that I've already used for all my headings. Now, if you're using a different font on your site, you'll obviously need to change this. And I'm using one of the colours that I'm using in my design. I'll also change the line height to give it a bit of spacing. So that's my styling. I'll save that and then take a look at how it looks on my site. And here it is. As you can see, I've got the image for this product category and I've got a description underneath that's in nice prominent text in a colour that goes with my design. So that's how you add some extra content to your product category pages. In the next part of this course, we'll move on to the individual product pages and start customising those. Thanks for watching and see you next time.